no one is better than the other. If you think about it, the people just living a simple life, they're very happy, they're content. Also, the people who are like movers and shakers and making change in the world financially, just having their way and living in like a super nice place and having all these super nice things, they're also important too. What do you think is your end goal? What do you really want for yourself? What do you think would truly make you happy? Hey y'all, it's your girl Funmi-Layo. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like this video if you haven't already, because it helps other people to see the video. And make sure to subscribe because we have awesome content on this channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about striving for success versus like just being content with having, you know, what people would call like an average life, conventional, and just chilling and being content. So yeah, let's talk about it. So I will say, like, I think the whole conversation is very interesting because I remember I was on the phone with my mom talking about this because there was just a time in my life where I was just like, it was a couple years back. No, I was working, you know, and I just was doing the day-to-day and was like, okay, well, I guess I did eventually want to move up, but I'm like, I'm fine. Just like you work, go back home and just doing that, and it being not a job that I was passionate about, but you know, it was paying the bills and just having a little bit left over, heavy on the little bit, okay, to have fun on the weekends and then just living weekend to weekend, essentially. And I was just talking to my mom, like, you know, not everybody has to like, you know, strive to want to do all this, like, you know, and all of that, and just saying different things like that. But I feel like it's interesting because I do believe that it is perfectly okay if you are content, if that's what you want, and you just want to live like working, not necessarily liking your job, but it pays the bills, and you looking forward to the weekend and looking forward to the time where you don't have to be working and everything like that, and it's not a high pressure type of job. It's pretty chill, and that just be that. I think that's cool. But what me and my mom were talking about is like, at the time we were talking about, what if you know your potential is more than that? Why you know what I mean? She was trying to encourage me because she knew, like, girl, stop playing. You know you really want more. You know you're not doing enough. You're just trying to chill. Say you're just trying to chill, but you know you're not doing enough. You know your potential. You know what you really want. You know that you really want more, but you're settling to just relax. And because I was in no way making the amount of money that I wanted to make. Not at all. But you know, post-grad blues, very much so. Like, listen, I'm here, I'm living, thank you God, because there's some people who are not able to have made it to the point that I was at there, where I was able to have a job to sustain myself. So I was just grateful for that. But she was like, okay, you can be grateful, but it's okay to still want more. It's just, so I just bring up the conversation as to like, is necessarily living a conventional life or like doing the average day-to-day stuff, is that mediocrity? Because I feel like mediocrity has a negative connotation. Because I don't know, I feel like it's only necessarily negative, although not really, if you know that you really want to strive for more, but you're settling. That could be the thing. But it's so tricky because, like, even at that time, I was telling my mom, if somebody were to ask me at that point, like, what do you want? Oh, you want this nice stuff. You want this bag. You want this car. You want this, First off, I don't even drive. I have no interest in doing that. Like, you know what I mean? I've always lived in cities where you can get by without it. And, you know, it's never hurt me. It's never been like a hindrance at all. I've always been able to, because of the areas that I've lived in. But anyways, I wouldn't want a car because of that. For now, when I get married and I have children and everything, yes, I want, because I want to be able to drop my kids at school and stuff like that. And but I said I wouldn't want a car. The bags, I didn't necessarily care about luxury. I don't really care about that. My apartment I was living in my apartment with my roommate, and honestly, I liked my little room that I was in. I didn't really honestly come out to the living room. I was cool. I was just chilling. So there was that point in my life, and I think that that's okay. That's very much fine. But it became a time where I was just like, okay, well, you know, now I started getting frustrated with where I was at. That was the turning point where I was like, no, I gotta get out of here. This is not life. I was starting to get miserable, like in terms of with my day-to-day, I was not happy no more with my day-to-day. And so that enabled me to like kind of like obviously, you know, start seeking other options and things like that. So like you know, employment, or just like start striving for more, like, okay, just try to find a better job or whatever, and try to do that. And then with that, suddenly, like, I wouldn't say suddenly, but it transitioned into my desires changing to the point where and I'm going to do a review on it, I ended up starting to like luxury handbags. And I never really had no interest in no bag like that. I'm like, that's crazy. That is that much money, whatever. But all of a sudden, I just started really liking it because, you know, I was being paid more at the job that I was at, that I was able to move to. And I got one bag or whatever. And just also in terms of like getting a place on my own, because I never really had no interest in getting a place for myself. I always thought I would be scared. I'd be too scared to do it. But ended up getting a place on my own and caring about aesthetics, caring about like, oh, this place looks nice. I want to live in a place that looks nice. I want to live in a place that looks around this, you know? So my desires slowly started to like evolve again. Even now in my current season, my desires are changing now to trying to save, okay? Heavy on the trying to be on a budget and trying my hardest to stick to it and trying to just like live on less. Before that, in college, the desires were grand, but it was more so grand in the fact that like I want to be a doctor. But then I ended up going off that and being like, nah, I'm chill, just whatever. Then getting frustrated and then getting a new job and everything like that. And then desires now like coming. But the moral of the story is that I feel like there are different things that come into play with it, because your environment, who you're around, who you're talking to, can really contribute greatly to how much you want out of life. If everybody is content around you with what's going on around you, to your knowledge, everybody's just good with it, like it's whatever, you can be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm good with it too. You know, it's fine. Like, it really don't matter. But if you're having people like push you, like, but I do want to say that you don't need somebody to push you. You yourself, you might just look around and can just be like, hey, I don't want what's around me right now. I think I want something different. I don't want my boss's job. I think I want another job, or I want to start a business, or different things like that. And the point of it all is that you can motivate yourself. You would have to be intentional about like putting yourself around things that would inspire you to go after your dreams. You don't need somebody to necessarily push you. You can push yourself. There's also the internet, which you can use to kind of as a compass to help guide you to where you want to go, or help you find people who can actually like speak into you and help you along your journey to being whoever you want to be and living whatever type of life you want to live. And again, we're not all meant to live the same life, and we know that because we don't all have the same desires. Some people want to live in the city, and some people want to live in the suburbs, and some people want to live in the farm, you know, some people want to live in the village. You know, there's so much variety in all of our desires, and it's beautiful, and no one is greater than the other. There are some people who would be ecstatic if they got the opportunity to be president, and then there are other people that would pee in their pants and would be literally having a fit if they were ever told that they would have to do that. So again, you know, no one is better than the other, and it's just that we all have different desires, and this video is just kind of to explore different lifestyles that you know, that there are, and sometimes the way I feel of like wanting to live one lifestyle and then also wanting a break and to just like be super chill, because you know, sometimes you just be tired, okay? So yeah, and then you end up looking for a better opportunity, and from there, you know, you realize different things you like because you now have access to more resources in that sense, or whatever. I think the whole thing is interesting. I'm constantly at a crossroads between being this boss babe that's you know, having her way and just really business savvy and doing great in that realm and living lavish, and going to somewhere like remote and tropical and just no social media, no nothing, like just living like the super most low-key type of life ever. I'm constantly, every day I think about it, like just, you know, you just go off the grid, just like not in terms of communication with your family or your loved ones, but in terms of just living just a super plain and simple life, you know, essential, OD minimalistic. Like, I'm not talking like village type of life, but just not even concerned with all of that, whatever. I have my moods. I have my moods where I'm just like, I'm just not in the mood for any of it. Just want to go stay somewhere in some sort of villa or something like that, and somewhere tropical, and just chill and just live life and eat fresh fruit from somewhere. But yeah, I feel like part of the reason I do still like keep going and I keep striving for different things is because, okay, main thing, freedom. Like, I feel like the more money you have, the more freedom that you can attain. And I mean this in the sense of you being able to have agency over where you live, what you consume, the quality of life that you have in terms of getting access to more resources because you do have money. But, you know, obviously the ultimate freedom comes from God. But I just want to clarify that, like, money is really just so important. So you need money to be able to like maneuver in life. You need money. And then also, like, you know, you can be able to make a change in society. You can be able to make things better for the people that you love. It's fun also, like, challenge yourself, you know. So I'm constantly thinking about that. But personally, I feel like I will have seasons, a season of both. Like, there will be those times where, probably for a long time, where I had to like super go at it to like accomplish certain goals that I have for myself, striving for success type of aspect. And then there's gonna be the time where I'm just gonna be like, yeah, now I'm gonna just rest and dip out and just have like a super extended vacation, or I'm just living somewhere tropical and just chilling for a minute or whatever. It's constantly like a thought in my mind, because it's like no one is better than the other if you think about it. The people living in the villages that are climbing up the tree to get the coconut and going to the farm and then coming back home and just living a simple life, they're happy. They're very happy. They're content. But then also the people who are like movers and shakers and making change in the world financially, just having their way and living in like a super nice place and having all these super nice things, they're also important too. I could also see myself getting to that place too, because, you know, if you have more access to more resources, you can really make more of a change. I feel like, especially for the people you care about, the people you love, and yourself, you know, included. But again, that person is happy too, and that person might not even be happier than the one that's, you know, living in the village, because they're still striving for more, striving. But yeah, I can see myself doing both. I think village is kind of a stretch for me. Just think somewhere tropical, a nice place with, you know, the necessities, and it's modern, but just not that much stuff and less social media. I'm constantly torn, but I don't believe that one is better than the other. But even with whether it could be considered mediocrity if you're living a conventional life, but your potential is more than just doing what everybody else is doing and not happy with, you know? I feel that becomes iffy, because some people might actually be happy with it. Like, for instance, let's say like there was somebody who, he was a coach of his kid's basketball team, and the kid was in, like, let's say it was in preschool or something like that. They had a little small basketball team, but that was his passion in life, to just be coaching preschoolers, you know? He had the skills though of LeBron James. So for other people, they would consider him as, oh man, you're settling, like, you being mediocre, you could do something else, you could you know. But I'm just saying that, like, not everybody, even if some people have great potential, not everybody wants the same thing. Like, even if I think about like in school and stuff like that, like when you graduate, some people want to like, oh, I want to work for this, Other people, they want to go do missionary work. They just want to devote their lives to that. Some people, they want to become a monk. Some people, they want to, like, you know, just chill. Like, they don't want to do anything, you know, and that's okay too. Some people, they want to be a housewife. Some people want to do other things, and then like eventually just go through the ebbs and flows, go through the different seasons, and then evolve into like having a family and just chilling, and, you know. So yeah, man, I don't know. It was just on my mind, and I was just curious about you guys' thoughts. Are you somebody who wants to do like super chill life, just like ducked off, just doing your own thing? Or are you somebody that wants to really be like that type of boss babe and just like having all the businesses, or climbing up this corporate ladder super high? Or do you just kind of want to be chill in the middle? Where's your mind at with all of this, honestly? What do you think is your end goal? What do you really want for yourself? What do you think would truly make you happy? You, not anybody else, but you? What is your heart's desire? But I don't know. I just wanted to share that because it's something I think about from time to time. But again, yeah, I'm always this close to being like, yeah, I just wanna go to some sort of tropical island and just chill for a little bit, you know? But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.